So today, I was thinking we're going to go through my toolbox. Now this is a toolbox that I bring with me everywhere. I mean, up mountains, the office, etc., etc. And it's in a big Pelican case like this. Now inside this Pelican case, I have almost everything I need. So let's see, let's open this up. So I have my screw gun here, a kit for doing telephone wires and things like that, battery. So you know what, let's do it this way. Let's do this by compartment. So then I'll take this compartment out and we'll talk about it. So let me, and this will also be a good opportunity for me to clean it out. And some odds and ends. And then we'll take this one, stick that there, put this over here. And this last one, let's do that. All right, now move that out of the way. And I've got all the different compartments here. Okay, yeah. So some of the things that I use, and I'll go down the compartments. So my compartment that I go into the most has all the hand tools. Things like Allen wrenches, both metric and imperial, because you know there's a lot of devices that require an Allen wrench. A lot of our transmitters, the front part where the filter is for the airflow is put on with metric Allen wrenches. It's also a good spot for me to put small little zip ties for keeping tiny wires together. Sometimes I need to put some wires, run some wires, move some wires, and so having small little zip ties was helpful. For phone cables, this is a crimping device. So we put the RJ11 jack in there with the cable, and this will crimp them. Very, very useful. This device is my network crimper, my RJ45 cable crimper. This thing I have used for so many years, and it just keeps trucking on. So this is huge. I use this a ton. Got these little Klein bag tools. I've got a little emergency solder kit here with a little wire brush, a little butane torch. Ew. Well, haven't opened this bag in a while. Looks like the the solder looks like it got smashed. The little spool that it was on got smashed. And hey, where's my little butane soldering iron's gone? All right, I'll have to find that and put that back in there. Good to know. So anyways, I have a little solder kit. And now this guy, I'm gonna throw some of these tools back in here while I talk about this. Let's see here. Okay, and more zip ties. This bag, this orange bag, is my lifeline. Of anything here, probably my screw gun and this orange bag are the two absolute key things, and maybe my multimeter. Because most of the things I need are cutting cable ties and things like that. So I've got a pair of flush cuts, 2 pairs of flush cuts, a pair of little needle nose pliers, some big cable cutters, some wire strippers, some cable crimpers. So there's connectors, and we'll get into those here in a moment, that are like spade lugs. And so you unscrew the post, and they go on there, and you tighten the post down. And so this connector is crimped on with one of these. A medium-sized socket, or I'm sorry, a medium-sized adjustable crescent wrench, more needle nose, a small crescent wrench, wire cutters, a third set of flush cuts because you can never have too many, small flathead screwdriver, a greenie, a backup greenie, why is this here? I don't know. But this is one of those ratcheting half-inch or 7/16 and half-inch wrench. And then some other little miscellaneous adapter for security bits. This one is like a star pattern, and it's got a hole punch out in the middle. And then this one is for our signs that we have down in San Clemente. So without this pouch and these tools, this would be, my job would be so much harder. So yeah, let's kind of put everything back in here, because I do need to make sure my toolkit is ready to go. And the number one tool that I use are my flush cuts. Number one tool. Okay, maybe number two tool. Number one tool would be the screw gun. But other than that, so the screw gun will go on top, but this guy and the battery, and then I usually have a second battery in there. Right now they're both in the office charging. So now we'll go to the next pocket, if you will, and it's going to be a measuring tape, a set of drill bits for all sorts of things, different set of bits for screws, some extensions, you know, little miscellaneous odds and ends that just make it that much easier to do certain things. A jar full of rack screws. Now, when we mount equipment in the rack, it uses these very special screws here. And so I have a jar full of them, because sometimes they'll get, oh man, I dropped one. They'll get rusty and, you know, or stripped for some reason. And so, you know what? Having new ones ready to go just to replace makes it so much easier. And then my RJ45 connectors. Almost every cable that I make nowadays is a network cable of some sort. So having a jar full of these, and that is pretty much that top right pocket there. So let me throw all this back in there. These guys fit right in there. Bang! So let's go to the bottom left. And in here, it's kind of a mess, but these are those spade lugs that I was talking about. See if you can see them here. Focus on here real quick. Focus. Focus. Anyways, so these are little spade lugs. I've got some 6-pair RJ11, and I don't think I have any 4-pair in here anymore. Some butt splices, so you put bare wire into there, and then you pinch that with pliers or something, and it makes a connection. Really quick, you know, not exactly the best method of making connections, but it works. So then I have these little other screws here that are just there to sometimes to screw in little what are they called? The little zip tie downs. This guy, oh man, sounds like it's been bumped around a lot. No, everything got messed up. all sorts of bits. Every single size, every single kind of shape. Like this random figure 8-ish looking one here. I've got other ones that are little itty bitty tiny like hex with a hole in the middle. Larger ones with a little hole in the middle, security bits. So I'm gonna have to fix that here later. So that's this guy. And then I have more of these spade lug connectors in here as well. Because again, you know, if I need to attach to a terminal strip or something, those come in super duper handy. And they live in this top little, or the bottom left hand pocket here. There we go. And everything fits in there perfectly, which is great. I have a tone generator. This is a nice little deluxe-ish one. You can plug in, oh no, my battery's dead. You can plug in the bottom here, a RJ45, and put your tone on any of the different pairs. Or you could just go straight down and clip onto it. And all it does is just goes dee-doo, 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 which you use your probe, which apparently, wait, oh man, all my batteries are dead. This is not cool. We use your probe to trace wires. So if you have a wire in one spot and you don't know where it ends up on the other, you put this on there, and you can find it all the way at the other end. A plug, safety plug thing, you plug it in, it tells you based on the lights, you know, what the condition is of that plug. Is it reversed? Is there a ground missing? Etc. Extra battery. A rack ruler. This is kind of fun. It's a ruler, but it also tells you rack spaces. And so rack spaces are an inch and 3/4. So it is a standard unit of measurement in broadcast, or you know, the professional audio world, that a rack space is, you know, about an inch and 3/4. And so you can easily measure however much you need, and it tells you the inches, but also in the red numbers what the rack space is. And on the back it's got some cool little helps and things like that. I have an extra socket for a jack for a Cat 6. This is one that you'd see in the wall in like your office. Some headphone adapters, got a couple of these, and an 1/8 inch to a 1/4 inch adapter, a BNC barrel, so connecting two BNCs together, an F connector barrel, an F connector to N adapter, a T1 loopback adapter. This will help you if you're dealing with T1s. You plug in the T1 here and it loops it back, so you can test, or the phone company can test, or same with this one. Another 12-foot measuring tape. My phone kit, basically. So this guy, I've been getting a lot of use out of these. Is a wire jacket stripper. So you've got this hole here, and this is the one I mostly only use. And so you stick the cable in there, and it just strips, it just scores the jacket enough where you can pull it off. Lineman's shears. Punch down tool. So if you were to go into like a phone room in a business or something like that, you'll see these things called punch down blocks, and all these wires come up into it, and this is how you would punch it down. Punch it down is the term, and it just pushes it in to the they're almost like springy little pieces of metal, and the wire just sits in there, and it kind of strips the jacket as you push it in there. And then this guy is like a little tool that you can reach small cables to pull them out of the loom. This is my butt set. It's called a butt set. It's basically a telephone with the terminals on it. So you put it onto two wires on a phone, or 2 terminals on a phone, a punch-down block, and then you can do some basic tests with this, and you can also make some phone calls or listen in on analog phones. And then this guy is, I don't know if this looks familiar, Larry, sorry, but this is a multimeter, and this, with the probes that are in here, measure voltages, measure resistance, measure amperage, measure continuity, measure all kinds of different things. So that way you can see, sometimes if you're inside of a transmitter or inside of a piece of equipment, you kind of have to see at certain points, is there enough voltage in those spots? So that's pretty much it as far as the toolbox goes. I mean, this toolbox goes with me everywhere, and I use it so often. It's always with me, basically. And when I don't have it with me at a job, I'm lost, because there are so many different things that I use and I need. So anyways, kind of a boring video, but you know what? It's kind of like the tools, my day-to-day tools that I work with, and kind of giving you a little bit more behind the scenes to show you what it's like to be a broadcast engineer, and all this into a Pelican case that works out really nice because it keeps it protected. It keeps dirt from getting in, especially going off-roading on the mountain roads. And sometimes it's in the back of a Polaris where it gets wet. So again, keeps the tools dry, keeps the tools protected. There's a little bit of foam on the top to keep them from bouncing around. And, you know, that's kind of pretty much the day-to-day tools. I also have a spectrum analyzer. We can go over that another time. But those are the tools. These are the tools that I use every day, all the time, all my different sites. And so, anyways, thanks for watching. Glad you're able to make it. Sorry it's not a super exciting off-roading adventure video today, but maybe we'll have one next week. Because this week, the day that I release this, we will be 2 days away from the end of a 5-year journey. Wow, I sound like Star Trek. A 5-year mission. I am not Captain Kirk. Not Captain Picard. Captain Kirk. We have been 5 years in the making of transitioning our station from TDM, or time division multiplex style phone system, to VoIP. VoIP is the new technology that's out there. It's exciting. I have been learning so much about how the phone system works and how VoIP works. So, but Thursday, 2 days, let's see, I'm releasing this video on Tuesday. So Thursday, is the plan, we'll have the port, which means we're taking all of our phone lines and moving them from the old carrier to AT&T, who's we're using as our new carrier. So we'll be porting everything over from them, which means Thursday evening we'll be running on our new VoIP system. Finally, after 5 years. Finally. Anyways, so that's another video that I've been trying to record here and there. Anyways, so getting ready for this Thursday. Thought I'd make an easy video for today, but kind of give you a little bit behind the scenes of all the tools that I carry with me. All right, we will see you in the next video. Stay safe, stay healthy.